Back in October 2024, we set out to build our dream home in a place called Terrace, which is on the island of Bohol in the Philippines. We had a very ambitious budget of just $55,000 to build 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a huge terrace with a pool, and even a guest house. Well, it's now May 2025, and we've moved in to what is kind of like a semi-construction site, but we love our new home. In this video, we're going to break down all the costs, how much it costs us, did we blow the budget? Stick around to the end and find out, and we'll also give you a tour of the house so you can see what we've completed over the last week. We paid 1.3 million pesos, which is just a touch under $23,000 for this beautiful, albeit overgrown, 1,440 square metre lot in Terrace, Bohol. It's only 15 minutes from town, but when we arrive, we feel like we're in the middle of nowhere. When we first saw the lot, it was overgrown. There were banana trees where the driveway was meant to be. We interviewed a few different architect builders, and the prices really ranged quite significantly. We ended up going with CN Design and Build. They had done a job for a friend of ours and built a beautiful house here in Bohol, and their price was 890 pesos per square metre. Other ones were up to 3,000 pesos per square metre just to design the house. So we settled with them. We played around with a few different designs, and when we had settled on the design, they gave us a really detailed breakdown of how much it was going to cost us in labour and materials. We agreed on a price which was just under 3 million pesos, which is about $52,600. After many discussions with our architect and playing around with quite a few different designs, we just decided to go with a very simple, basic rectangle shape for a house, basically composed of 4-metre sections, because apparently ceiling beams come in 4-metre lengths, and if you go more than that, then you have to add support and it becomes more expensive. So the house is basically 2 bedrooms, one on either side, which are composed of 4 metres by 5 metres, and then in the centre we have 2 more 4-metre by 5-metre sections, which creates our living area. We wanted semi-outdoor bathrooms, so we added on the back of each bedroom another 2 metres by 5 metres. We pushed out a little bit at the end, and that sat underneath the eaves, and we just have concrete walls and bamboo to keep the prices down. As you can see where I'm standing here, I'm in the middle of the living room, centre of one of the 2 beams, and we have a little pocket garden out the back, which is again another 2 metres, and that runs the entire length of the living area. We wanted all the space to feel like we were connected to the outside, but also so it could be sealed up so we don't have little critters crawling in at night time. So the main section of the house, which is the big rectangle, is only 80 square metres. However, we've added the pocket garden, which sits underneath the eaves and is not full construction, it only has a concrete wall and bamboo. That adds another 16 square metres, and then on each bathroom, which leads out from the bedrooms, it adds another 10 square metres. We've fitted those underneath the eaves again, but sealed it with bamboo wall and some mesh so we don't get critters in at night. Initially we were going to have a staff house, which is going to be made from light materials to house staff, but we thought we were more likely to have guests, so that was initially 12 square metres. So overall it was 128 square metres. We also wanted a pool and a terrace that leads off from the living area and also the master bedroom. This is what the initial design looked like. I don't know what I was thinking, but it definitely doesn't look like that today. So here's the thing, had we stuck to the initial plan, we would have kept under our ambitious $55,000 target. However, we somehow blew the budget by about $30,000. Stick around, I'm going to show you exactly where we blew the budget, and let me know in the comments below if you think the budget blowout was worth it. As I mentioned before, the terrace initially was going to be this strange kind of shape. We changed that, added 110,000 pesos, and I'm so happy we did. Now it's a full 80 square metres, reflects the size of the house, and gives us a huge outdoor living area. When we were standing on the terrace, we realised we didn't have much privacy from the road, so we added this breeze block wall, 50,000 pesos. One thing we hadn't considered was fencing, and I think it's really important to set your perimeter, especially in the Philippines, so that people know where the boundary is. It cost only 130,000 pesos for 1,440 square metres to be fully fenced with light materials, bamboo with a steel frame. A bahay kuba, which is like a native hut, completely unnecessary, but I thought it'd be a great place to drink beer and go fishing in my tilapia pond, 80,000 pesos. Another thing we didn't consider or budget for, and didn't even know we needed until it rained for about 5 days in a row, was drainage. This area where I'm standing here was underwater to about 1.5 foot. That cost us 316,000 pesos to put in 50 tonne of stone and dig a big trench. I'm thinking that might be why we got this land a little bit cheap. With the many power outages and the horrendous cost of energy here in the Philippines, we decided to add solar. 280,000 pesos, that's 6.6 kilowatts of panels on the roof, a 6 kilowatt inverter and a 10 kilowatt battery. However, we've decided we're going to add another battery and 4 more panels next week, which will add another 135,000 pesos. As I mentioned earlier, initially it was going to be a staff house, so 12 square metres made out of light materials. We decided that we're more likely to have guests stay, so we paid an extra 240,000 pesos to make it out of more sturdy material, and basically it reflects the same as a bedroom in the main house, but 16 square metres instead of 20. The bathroom is a little bit smaller again, 1.5 metres wide by 4 metres. On the initial design, this wall here was not going to be tiled, it was just going to be concrete, and we thought that's going to look a bit shit. So we asked Raymond, our architect, how much it would cost to add tiles to these walls in 2 bathrooms, as well as tiles in the outdoor kitchen and laundry. 25,000 pesos, it was so worth it. Another thing we hadn't considered is air conditioning units, which is a complete necessity in the Philippines. 3 units, 63,000 pesos. In the living area, we don't have air conditioning because everything is so open. So we bought 5 of these beautiful wood-looking fans from Lazada. That was 25,000 pesos. We decided to add a gas oven to our outdoor kitchen and a gas hob to the main kitchen area, added 18,000 pesos. Curtains for 3 bedrooms and the living area, 92,000 pesos. We realized we didn't have much storage planned for the house, so we paid 80,000 pesos for some extra custom cabinetry. It's quite hard to say, especially when you had a few drinks last night, which is a desk and some storage in all 3 bedrooms, including the guest house, and little storage areas underneath the laundry and also the outdoor kitchen. Another thing we hadn't considered was water heaters. We want to have warm showers, so we've added one to the kitchen, to each of the 3 bedrooms. That was 28,000 pesos. So obviously some of the stuff was a necessity, like air conditioning units, water heaters and fans, but some of the stuff we could live without. So fencing, we could have lived with poor drainage, and the solar system we didn't need, but I think was a really good investment. All those little things, they add up. It was 1.67 million pesos, which is around 29,400 US dollars, added to our initial budget of around 3 million. So in the end, we ended up spending 4.67 million pesos, which is about 82,400 American dollars. The land, which was 1.3 million, which is about $22,800, gives us a grand total of 104,700 US dollars for quite a luxurious house on 1,440 square meters. I did some research, and in New York, a 42 square meter studio unit averages about $700,000 to $800,000. So I think we got a lot of house, a lot of land for our money. Obviously we can't walk down the road and get a bagel, but I think it's beautiful. Let me know in the comments below what you think. So as you may know from last week's video, we literally moved into a construction site. The house wasn't quite finished, but in hindsight, after throwing my toys out of the cot and crying like a 5-year-old schoolgirl, it's been a bit of a blessing having the guys here and being able to be involved in the decisions as they finish the house. It's been really handy, and asking them, hey, can you hang that clock? Can you put the TV on the wall for us? So it has actually been quite a good experience. We had some visitors this week, Paul and Vicky, who are from Vancouver, and are building a beautiful resort in Palawan. They came here to meet with us, see the house, and also meet with our architects. We hosted them, had a beautiful lunch here, and a few beverages. And it really showed us how this house can be a great entertaining house. Also yesterday it was Rachel, one of our foreman's birthday, so we went out and got a few beers and a birthday cake for him.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, 36.
I think we ended up drinking till about, what, 12 o'clock?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a theme, isn't it? Anyway, don't judge. Let's have a look around the house and I'll show you exactly what they've completed this week. It is really amazing what they've done in just 1 week. Within just a day, they had tiled and rendered the outdoor kitchen, and I think it looks pretty good. The laundry has been rendered and tiled as well. It just needs the cabinets underneath. The kitchen cabinets, after my little cry and hissy fit last week, got rectified pretty quickly. I don't know why they were using kind of like a plaster in the corners. Anyway, it all got pulled out. We got Rachel, who is the master at this, and they've put nice clean beads of silicone in there, and I think it looks really good. We managed to unload most of the boxes. There's still a few boxes left, but feeling much better. The curtains still look like a 90-year-old man's ball sack, but I have stopped crying like a 5-year-old schoolgirl. They can get steamed later. The guest house is coming along. The fluted wood is on the wall. Headboard is being done today. Aircons in. The bathroom is pretty much done. It just needs the glass partition. Beautiful gate, and the fence is now completely sealed so we can keep out the neighbours' cheeky roosters. Yesterday we had a backhoe in to fix the drainage issue, but what we ended up with is a big old hole like a crater of the moon. Another miscommunication. Raymond wasn't here to supervise, and he ended up doing this 5 metre by 6 metre hole here on our neighbour's property when it was meant to be a clean 1 metre trench. However, they say they're going to fix it. Another case of 1 hour to do the job, 10 hours to fix it. Well, we're going to wrap this up and we are heading back to Cebu, yes, so soon, for a friend's birthday for 3 nights. And while we're gone, Raymond has decided he's going to recoat the floor with some kind of rubberized paint because it's not really very hard wearing, and that'll give it time to cure with no one walking over it. And also he's going to try and recoat the kitchen benches because they're just not quite right. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions about building in the Philippines or Asia, please watch our other videos. There's a heap of information. We also have a book called Foreigner's Guide to Building in the Philippines. Head over to thegroundednomads.com if you want a copy. It's only $7.99. It's a bargain, and I can buy a few beers. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with what we're doing here at the Corellia Homestead. We're the Grounded Nomads. Till next time, take care.